future, I think we must allow the students to think creatively. For example, in geography class, like I had said, they must be able to come up with unique solutions for several matters. In civics, they could be thinking about why this law was implemented, or what could be an alternative to this law, something out of the box. In computers, maybe. Let me just tell you an example. When I was in Kingsbury High School in London, I was learning how to build a game in computers, and this is really fun. This is very fun building a game. And I think something like that could be brought into the Indian system, where we can build a game or an animation or a website. Okay, when I came to India, I was learning HTML, and while that requires a lot of toughing and a lot of sitting down and just to understand it, I thought that building a game or building a website, which I had experienced earlier this year, taught me vital skills. It taught me more skills. It allowed me to come up with my own solutions. I was left searching Google and watching YouTube videos for hours on how I can solve this problem, how I can overcome something like this. I could design my own game, and at the end of the day, when everything was over, I felt satisfied that there was a unique product that I had created for myself and for everyone else.
Good morning. My name is Abhishek and I'm from City International School, Kothurud, and I study in the 9th grade. I believe that the main skill required for development in the future is being more applicative. It's no use having a full hoard of technical knowledge in your head and you don't know how to use it properly. Now I'll be telling you an incident of my uncle who was taking an interview. So there was this graduate in mechanical engineering from IIT Bombay. So when he was asked an on-field question, like I don't actually remember the question precisely, but then he was asked a practical thinking question and he wasn't able to answer it appropriately. But then the same person was asked the question on how he would find the volume of a hollow pipe and the weight of it. He was able to answer quickly. So this means that he had marked up all his formulas, but then these formulas were of no use on the field, on site. He didn't have any practical knowledge, and so he wasn't selected. Hence, I believe that one should be more applicative and must make use of his or her knowledge or intellect to produce a better output, rather than just being a box of bookish knowledge. Yeah, that's it.
Good morning, everyone. I am Vibhav Sharma from City International School. What I feel is imagination and positive attitude are also one of the things which help a person to be successful. You know, thinking of multiple answers to a certain solution may be useful for that own person, and thinking positively, yeah, this is going to happen, is also really important. People should be self-motivated and self-inspired, and they should be always ready to learn and listen to other people, and this actually leads to their own betterment. So I feel imagination and positive attitude are two main features that take a person to the heights of success. Thank you.
I'm Natasha Kamarkar and I study in the 10th standard. I feel the skills that we will need in the future, we already possess them, but we need to develop them further. We don't know what we will have to face in the future, what jobs will come, what opportunities we'll have to face. But I think we already possess what we need. Like, we need to be open-minded, we need to be street smart, we need to be always on our toes, so whatever comes our way, we can handle it, balance it, and just go ahead. There shouldn't be any stops in our future. So I think basically being on our toes, being street smart would really help us in the future, and definitely keeping a positive attitude.
I also feel that a person needs to keep challenging himself, and I think I am my own competition. I think this is an attitude all of us need. I'd like to give an example, and also we need to be our inspiration. It's no use keeping anyone else as your inspiration, but it's you who you need to keep inspiring, and you need to be your inspiration. I'd like to give an example. Recently, actually the recent Oscars, the actor Matthew McConaughey, he won he won an Oscar for the leading actor for the movie Dallas Buyers Club. And when he came to receive the award and he had to deliver a speech, so he said, few years back, this man asked me, so Matthew, who's your hero? I mean, who's your inspiration and who's your hero? So he says, you see that man 10 years from now? That's me. That's 10 years from now. And I aspire to be that. That's my hero. So 10 years after that, surprisingly, he met me outside today, he says. And he asked, so Matthew, have you become a hero? He said, what? No, I'll never become a hero. I'll never become who I was. You want to know who my hero now is? You see that man 10 years from now? That's me. That's who I want to inspire to be. So that is one thing I really liked. And he said that this is one thing you need in life. This is one fuel. You need something you have to chase. And that's you 10 years from now. So you have to get up every morning, look in the mirror saying, that's not enough. And 10 years from now, whatever it is, I accept those challenges and I'm going to get there. So I think this is an attitude we all need to possess.
Yes, hello again. All these ideas in response to this brilliant question reflect on positive attitude and implementation of creativity-based questions to avoid too much mugging up in theoretical knowledge. While the attitude, it's very hard for a school to influence a child's individual attitude because that at the end of the day will be their own decision. I believe there are some simple steps that we can take to influence creative learning among these children. I mean, for example, in the textbooks, right? I remember that one of my teachers, she just reading through a textbook, okay, and she always says, I should be on this board. This is not in your textbook. Very helpful fact, and she tells a fact. And I'm like, why isn't it in our textbook? So I'm thinking that maybe we should have some children on the board to design these textbooks. So yeah, they may not contribute very much information-wise, but they'll be able to make it interesting for their colleagues. Yeah, I'm sure many of you read the Times of India and you're aware of this thing called the Alive app. So I think that there should be like a Akash tablet or any cheap tablet that a child can use in class. In textbook, there should be text that can be scanned by this, and the tablet will scan it. Some helpful hints, videos, and fun facts about the subject will come up, as it does on the Alive. This is, a very good idea. So I think this will work. And also similarly in exams, right? Though there are HOTS questions, many of these are actually based on the text. And as time progresses in 9th, 10th standard, I'm noticing these HOTS questions they just keep thinning out. So I think that there should be definitely more HOTS questions like this, and they should be based purely on logic, like the ones you get in a Baklewal test paper. I'm sure the 11th graders have experienced them. They're all like very clever logic-based questions that you simply cannot mug up. So it'll help develop these things. In exams, there should be questions like that. And finally, in computers, as Shivam said, he learned HTML, and I agree with him. It's quite boring, but it is very useful, I guess. I think that maybe we should also teach the children things like computer shortcuts. All these kind of things that will come very useful in the future. I mean, face it, they are going to download pirated things. We can teach them how to do that efficiently. Not how to recognize bad programs from the good ones, how to download the proper antivirus. All these skills will actually help them more in the future. They are things they won't forget because they don't want to forget these things. So yeah, that's my...
I think we need to get Rishabh to write a white paper on the changes needed in education. Okay, two things. One, I thought that everybody contributed well, but if you are saying a person needs to keep challenging himself, what is it that that is not quite right about this. A person needs to be needs to keep challenging himself. Anything that's yes.
When a person is challenging himself, it means that he's not happy with the current output, like what he has done. So in this way, he's never happy. He's never contented with what he has. He always aspires for more.
Anybody else?
No one settles down.
I think now I might sound contradicting to my own statement, but I'd like to say this. I think two things can happen. One is he's not happy with himself, like he said. He keeps undermining himself, saying that this is not enough, but I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Never be happy with what you are. But a second thing that can happen is when he aspires to be at a level and when he gets there, what happens is it can happen that an attitude can come like, I'm better and he's not, since I'm not aspiring to be him. So I'm better than him and I have a level which I have to get to. Now he may be at a higher level of whatever, maybe intellect, maybe art or sport or whatever. But since I'm not comparing myself with him, then that thing comes to the person's mind or my mind that I'm the only one I can compete with, there's no one else, there's no competition other than just me. So that thing can come, but then it's on an individual, basis that you have to make sure that doesn't happen.
Anybody from the audience?
We need to keep it on going because, we meet a challenge, we feel, okay, I have done enough, then we start stagnating. We don't move on. So once we complete a challenge, as he said, we are not content, we are content. We do feel happy, but we move on again, taking up another challenge. That keeps us moving. Otherwise, creativity will stop.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, contrasting view from Rishabh.
While some may argue that you need to keep challenging yourself too, because out of a need arises the idea, there's another argument also that if you keep challenging yourself, if you're never content with what you've achieved, the pressure will just keep building after each step. You will be discontented each time, and you won't be a very happy person at all. And you won't die with a smile on your face. You'll be like, I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd like. So that's not the way you want to live your life. A certain level of contentedness is also required. So yeah, that's just a.
Thank you, everyone. But you see how our minds work. Everybody is thinking of the little.